Thank you. Sir, Maslamani, sir.
Yes. Good afternoon to all the participants. So those who are coming for the national webinar on marine research and aquaculture. And first of all, I would like to thank our sincere thanks to our Chancellor Ma'am and the President Sir, and also my sincere thanks to our Vice Chancellor Ma'am, Dr. Sathyabama, and Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, Dr. Logasundar, and Registrar Sir, Dr. S.S. Rao, and Director Admin Ma'am, Sundari Ma'am, and COE Sir, Dr. A.K. Sabasti Prabhu. And I should also thank our heads of the departments, Dr. V. Ramesh Kumar Sir, as well as Narendra Kumar Sir, as well as our faculty members for giving us the moral support in the background to the whole period. So coming to the speaker of the day, today Dr.S.M.Raffi is going to give a talk on valuable and value-added products from low-value fishes, wealth from waste. And coming to his academic background, he is a marine biologist from the beginning. So his master's degree, MPhil degree, and Ph.D. are in marine biology. After completed his PhD, he had been working as an assistant professor in Center of Advanced Study in Marine Biology, Namale University, as an assistant professor for 12 years, and then he moved to Kerala University of Fisheries and Ocean Studies in Cochin, and he was served there for 5 years. And very recently, just before lockdown, he got a promotion as well as appointment in Department of Aquatic Biology and Fisheries in the University of Kerala. And regarding his research guidance, he has guided 9 PhDs. Out of 9, 5 got awarded and produced 9 MPhil candidates. To the credit of publication, he has 45 papers, 8 books, and 5 Genbank submissions. And as organizing secretary to the conferences, seminars, training programs, he has conducted 8 programs. And not only that, he also has a lot of projects. He has already successfully completed Ministry of Environment, Science and Forest, as well as Department of Biotechnology and Government of Kerala projects worth about 100 lakhs. And presently is a principal investigator for INCOIS project. It is funded by Ministry of Earth Science, Government of India, sponsored project on tsunami, cyclone, high wave alert, wave rider buoy for Kerala coast. Not only the research field and academic field, he also honored in the syndicate member as a syndicate member of Kerala University of Fisheries and Ocean Studies, as well as the member of AQUACULTURE, the present university where he is working, University of Kerala. And not only the academic research activities and honorary positions in the university, but also his service is extended towards society as a consultant, and also is doing a lot of extensive service to the aqua farmers in Kadalur and Nagapattinam districts of Tamil Nadu for the past 14 years, and presently is continuing the same service to the Kerala coast aqua farmers. And out of this small introduction, I should say that he's a very good friend of me, and we were sailing in the same boat for more than 8 years. We studied together, and we were classmates, batchmates for 8 years for our masters, PhDs, all through the way. So we were living together. He's a very good researcher, I can say. He's a very good man. plus in addition to that. And with this small introduction, I invite Dr. S.M.Raffi to share your experience with us. Over
Thank
to you,
you.
Raffi sir.
Thank you, my dear good friend, Dr. Maslamani Selvam. At the outset, I congratulate Dr. Maslamani and his team for conveying a series of webinars, though in the midst of this pandemic COVID. And I also, my appreciations and congratulations to the authorities of the university for providing a platform for academicians, students, and scientists to interact in this lockdown period. With this small brief, may I plunge into my topic? I am basically a marine biologist, and my area of specialization is on aquaculture, and so also, I think I am audible to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I being a waste organisms or a waste man, I was asked to do work on waste fishes. So my topic is on something like developing wealth from the waste. Without much introduction, I will share my screens. Hope it is visible.
Yes, sir. You can go full screen.
Yeah. So my topic is valuable and value-added products from low-value fishes. This topic is something like searching a diamond from the dust, or it is something like to search or to make wealth out of the waste. So, as thank you, Dr. Masala, for the kind words. You have given me so many adjectives. But my young students and participants, being a very good evening, you can sleep well. But I have only one condition, that if you want to sleep, you can sleep, but you can put your audio on mute so that your snore will not be heard to others. At the end of this talk, I will give you a wake-up call and wake-up ring. So as I told you, the order of the day, the buzzword of the day is to tell that nothing is a waste. The concept of waste has gone. Nothing in the world is a waste. You can make wealth out of the waste. Though it is a tedious task, it is something like searching diamond from the dust. But we are moving in the era of recycle, reuse, all these 3 R's principle. Erase the waste is the concept of United Nations and many countries. So in line with that, we will discuss something about generating wealth or valuable or value-added product from the low-value fishes. So I hope that you might be aware that the Indian marine fisheries sector, it plays a significant role in the country's GDP, as it is a constant supplier of protein-rich food to our populace. So also providing a good number of employment generation. Nearly 10 lakhs people are directly, and equal number of people are indirectly depend upon marine fishery sector for their life and livelihood. No doubt, it gives nearly 20% of our foreign export is coming through the exporting of the marine products. So that way, the Indian marine fishery sector is playing a significant role in providing the country's GDP. But over the years, if you look to the world oceans is in chaos now. A recent study that has well claimed in the famous journal Science that point out that nearly 40% of the world oceans is seriously affected by various anthropogenic activities. And this also having serious negative repercussions in the fishery sector also. You might be knowing well, the reasons why the ocean is in chaos now is overexploitation, capture of brooders and juveniles, indiscriminate or illegal fishing activities, pollution, habitat destruction, of course, climate change and global warming, though it is not happening overnight, increased occurrence of natural disasters like cyclones, hurricanes, introduction or inclusion of invasive exotic species, all this spur word to the tremendous decline in the ecosystem, marine ecosystem, and this is also reflecting in the marine fisheries sector. So our marine fisheries is in doldrums. And an alarming situation like this, scientists around the world, academicians around the world, government and non-governmental organizations around the world is seriously thinking about the commercial extinction of the target fish species. Target fish species means the fish we used to caught for use as table fishes. So target fish is always called as the table fish or the edible fish. So commercial extinction of the edible fish is the very serious threat the world is going to face. Again, if the present day of exploitation is providing or continues, this will pave way to the commercial extinction of almost all the edible fishes by 2050. This is again a well acclaimed paper came in the Nature. So the commercial extinction of this species will affect the nation's GDP. It has serious repercussions on the poverty alleviation march, unemployment, foreign exchange earnings. Not only that, on the biodiversity and ecological balance of the marine realm also, this poses severe threats. So this is what I told you in the beginning. If the present day overexploitation of table fish or the target fish continues by 2050, there will not be any table fish on our table. That leads to the commercial extinction of the target fishes. This is a very serious issue. So to overcome this situation warrants judicious or sustainable fisheries management. To revive our fisheries sector, to revive our fisheries production, we have only two opportunities or two alternatives. One is the scientific aquaculture and mariculture. I hope that yesterday my professor or Maslamani's, our guru, Professor Dr. Kadireshan has given a lecture on this line about the importance of the aquaculture, also mangroves. So the only two alternatives for sustainable fisheries management, one is scientific aquaculture and mariculture. So in this time, I would like to congratulate Dr. Maslamani and team because of choosing a right topic at the right time. Aquaculture and marine research. It has its own perspective. So one is to promote the scientific aquaculture and mariculture, and the second is the sustainable utilization of bycatch resource. I will come to bycatch resource later. That should be a better alternative for fisheries management and biodiversity conservation. So what are bycatch resources? Bycatch resources are otherwise called as trash fish resources, but being a fishery scientist, I should not use the word trash fish because no fish is a trash. But still there are usages like that. So they are otherwise called as trash fishes, or they are otherwise called as low value fishes. So what are bycatch or trash fish or low value fishes? What you're seeing, these are all on the photographs are the trash or the so-called bycatch fishes. That means along with the target fishes, we used to caught so many other fishes which we will not use for edible purpose or any purpose. And they are called as bycatch or low value fishes or trash fishes. This is coming along with the trawl net fishery. You know, trawl net fishery is a major fishery of India. But the problem of the trawl net fishery is that it caught nearly all the unwanted fishes too, along with the fish we want. Because say, for example, if you want to catch the prawn, along with the prawn, it catch another 10 to 15 species. So that is the problem of the trash fishes or bycatches or the low value fishes. So we will discuss in this lecture on how best we can use this trash fish or bycatch or low value fishes for the production of various products and things. And it is estimated that nearly 23% of the total world fisheries catch is discarded either to the sea or to the land as bycatch or trash fish. 23% of the world fisheries catch means this amounts to 20 million tons of unwanted fish we are catching every year, and we are just throwing it back either to the sea or to the land as waste fishes or trash fishes. The question arises here is why can't we make use of this 23% of the total world fisheries catch to some viable, valuable, and value-added products? I repeat, viable, valuable, and value-added products. We will discuss one by one. So I told you there's one estimate shows that the shrimp boats or the shrimp trawlers produce bycatch ratios to the tune of 3:1. 3:1 means for producing one shrimp or to catch one shrimp, it catch somewhere between 3 to 15. That is the term as 15:1, 3:1. That's the ratio. So getting one shrimp, 15 numbers of other fishes are caught. 15 numbers means 15 other species sometimes, or 15 numbers of other species, or 15 numbers of fishes we are catching it and we are not using it. We are either just throwing it back to the sea or to the land as fish. So this is a very, very large amount. How best we can make use of these resources? That's the question. So understanding its importance regarding fisheries, Food and Agriculture Organization, ROM Italy, they are the nodal agencies and that they deals with all food and agriculture activities. In fishery sector also, they are governing internationally. So for a fisheries sector, they have a Bible called as Code of Conduct of Responsible Fishery, CCRF. CCRF is said to be the Bible for the fisheries management for the entire world, and every maritime state should imbibe and should follow the rules of the Code of Conduct of Responsible Fisheries in their national fisheries policy. So in it that it is specifically pointed out in the clause 8.4.5 that fisheries states, that means maritime countries, should improve the use of bycatch. Bycatch here means trash fish or low value, to the extent that this is consistent with responsible fisheries management practices. So the problems of bycatch discard, it is economically, it's caused heavy loss to the fishermen and to the community because 20 million tons, that means 25%, 1/4 of the catch we are catching and we are not utilizing it. That leads to lots of economical losses or damages. Or throwing back this bycatch either to the sea or to the land causes severe ecological and biological problems because this throwing back either to the sea or to the land, they are in such a weak or moribund state that they will not survive, but leads to the death of these organisms, affecting the ecosystem. So problems of bycatch has its own economical, ecological, and biological negatives. So it is in this context we are talking about the topic, the production of valuable and value-added products from the low-value fishes. There are various ways through which we can make the effective utilization of bycatch. I told you what is bycatch or trash fish or the low-value fish. So how best we can use it? This can be used as alternative food species. I will go one by one in the coming slides. As export items, as commercially viable products, augment the utilization as fish meat, ornamental purpose, as valuable and value-added product. These are the various avenues or arenas through which we can make use of this bycatch for the production of food as well as to earn foreign exchange, so also to develop valuable products. So let us look one by one as alternative food species. The first one is bycatch or non-target species as alternative food species. I will tell you one example. On the left-hand screen, you are seeing is a sculla, which is a stomatopode. And the right-hand side, you are seeing a crab, which is called as Metapographus species. This sculla is launching or every year or every month, this stomatopode is landing in heavy quantities. I think one Shivakumar has raised his hand. He has to tell something.
Maybe later.
Okay. We can have a discussion at the later end. So this is one species that is landing in huge quantities. Sometimes during certain corners of the month, this may catch in tons and tons. Why can't we use this as an alternative food species? We have worked on that line and we have analyzed the proximate composition of this species. And it is found that the proximate composition, especially the protein, carbohydrate, lipids, it is on par with that of the shrimps or the prawns. And we've done the fatty acid and amino acid profiling of this species. It is not species, this group. This includes so many species. The stomatopods or sculla, it is on par with that of the prawns or the export items. But people are a bit reluctant to use this because the very appearance, it is having a very rugged appearance. This rugged appearance itself makes people a bit fear to eat it. Moreover, it has more spines. But now people are in certain parts of other parts of the world, these species are used as alternative food species. I will tell you that we worked out on the proximate composition. It is on par with that of the shrimps. Similarly, crabs. So this is one area. Certain bycatch or trash fishes, we call so-called trash fishes, can be used as alternative food species. Some bycatch resources can be exported as export items. I will tell you one example is the jellyfishes, where our great zooplankton expert, my senior Dr. Sardinella and all working, jellyfishes. This is one wonderful area. This we call it as a trash fish, or this is causing so many problems because if it happen to touch it, it leads to so many irritations and other things. But the same jellyfish is a matter of delicacy in Japan and China. There, they use the same jellyfishes for making their lip smacking items like noodles, which they're having high demand. Only thing that it needs some processing. Similarly, another fish I will tell you, fishes commonly called as puffer fish, or it belongs to the family Tetraodontiformes. Tetraodontiforms, puffer fishes, commonly in Japan it is called as fugu. This fish is the tastiest fish of Japan, but this fish contains a toxin, which is a neurotoxin, and it is fatal also. But still, Japanese consider this as the most costliest and tastiest fish of the Japan fish. Only thing is that they have a technology to remove the toxin from that. So, but these two fishes, say for example, puffer fishes and jellyfishes, we are getting in huge quantities. Why can't we promote this as export items just by incorporating some technology to remove the toxins and processing? So this is one area. And the third is for the production of commercially viable products. Like this is also doing nowadays. Say, for example, the air bladder of commercial fishes is used in the production of a product, a very costly product called as isinglass, which is used in the clarification of wine, which is very costly affair. But the same can be only at present day, this air bladder is used only from the edible fishes. The same can be used from non-edible or the target, sorry, bycatch or the trash fishes. There are other products like fish gelatin, fish leather, which are there in the market, and that fetches a good price. So commercial viable production of products from the trash fish is another area. Augment the present utilization of bycatch as fish meal. Of course, this is what we are doing now throughout the world. It is used for the production of fish meal and fish food. And bycatches as ornamental purpose. Many of the mollusks, especially the most colorful and the most costliest mollusks like conus and hor, they fetch us a very high demand in the ornamental fishery industry. So this is another area. Then the production of valuable and value-added products. This is what we are going to talk today. Production of products like fish body oil and liver oil, fish protein concentrate. I will come one by one in detail. Fish silage, production of fish pickles, surimi sausages, fish scale collagen, chitin and chitosan. Coming to the first one, fish body oil and fish liver oil. This is mainly nowadays the present market of fish body oil and fish liver oil. We have capsules available in the market, but all this present day fish oil and body liver oil is coming from the costliest fishes like the salmon and other groups. Why can't we make use of fish body oil and liver oil from the low value fishes? That is one another area. And you know pretty well that the fish oil is enriched with polyunsaturated fatty acids like omega-3 fatty acids. And a lot of research is going on in this line about the omega-3 fatty acids and its cardioprotectant values. Moreover, they are rich in vitamins, minerals, and they are excellent antioxidants. So this is one area, production. Second is fish protein concentrate. Fish protein concentrate is just by the hydrolyzation of fish proteins by means of chemical or enzymatic fermentation. concentrating the product into a paste or extract, which is rich in protein. The protein should be as high as 80%. And according to FAO, there are three types of fish protein concentrate: A, B, and C. A is the superior quality, having more than 80% of protein concentration. B is between 70 to 80, and C is less than that. So the type A fish protein concentrate is an excellent nutraceutical, and it can be given to the children as an excellent pediatric product that solves the problem of malnourishment to a greater extent. Fish silage, of course, this is not for human consumption. This is used in the fodder industry and other things. It is the waste product that is coming out from the production of fish protein concentrate is called as the silage, which is mainly used in the cattle and piggery industry. Chitin and chitosan. Chitin and chitosan, I should call this as the wonderful drug of the 21st century, which is having multiple uses and applications. Chitin and chitosan is nothing but a glucosamine product seen in the shells or the exoskeleton of crustaceans. Crustaceans means the crabs, prawns, not the edible one I'm telling, the non-edible one. Lot many crabs and lot many shrimps, we are not using it, we are throwing it back as trash crabs or as trash shrimps. Or the skilla, this is again an excellent repository of chitin and chitosan. We can make use of this for the production of chitin and chitosan, which is having chitin and chitosan is said to be a costliest medicine, or it is said to be the wonderful drug of the 21st century because of its anti-cholesterol, antifungal, agri-potassidic, multiple uses it is having. So I told you there are tablets that are derived out of from the chitin, which can be used as an excellent anti-cholesterol tablets, because this chitin and chitosan, they are said to be the good adsorbent and absorbents of fat. So it is in this context what we did 7 years back. We proposed this theme. We made out this theme and given R&D proposal to Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, way back in 2010. With myself as principal investigator and Dr. Prabhu, my good friend and colleague as co-investigator. When I worked in Center of Advanced Study in Marine Biology, Faculty of Marine Sciences, Annamalai University. I think myself, Masulamani, yesterday's speaker, Dr. Federations of we are all belongs to our alma mater, CAS in Marine Biology, the first and premier Marine Biological Institute of India and part of the Asia. So previously I worked there. That time we given this as a proposal: technology development for the sustainable utilization of trash fish resources, a tool for conserving marine biodiversity. And nearly the project was allotted to me in the year 2010 with a total funding outlay of 38 lakhs. And these are the major approved objectives. I will make a quick run through this. The approves are to investigate the status and consequences of commercially important target species, and to analyze or qualitative and quantitative estimates the bycatch resources from the marine fish landings of Parigipete, Kadalur, and Palaya, which are the famous three marine fish landing centers of Tamil Nadu, and to monitor the problem of bycatch risk and its possible impacts, either biological, ecological, or economic consequences, both on land and sea, and to augment the existing methodology for the introduction of new technologies using biotechnological tools for the production of certain valuable and value-added products, with the aim that it will be afforded by fishermen, both in terms of cost and technological aspect. And to check the pros and cons or the quality of the products manufactured from the bycatch resources, say like proximate composition, microbial status, and shelf life. And at last is the lab to land program, transfer of technology from the lab to the land through the way of training and post-training awareness programs, with the aim that it should equip the fishermen to implement the technology and to build up confidence about its marketing strategies. As I told you, the first objective is to investigate the quantitative and qualitative estimation of bycatch from the marine fish landings, especially 3 landing centers of Tamil Nadu, Kadalur, Paringipete, and Padaya. And to our alarming situation, to our surprise, we came to know that it came in bulk quantities. Sometimes it goes up to 1,000 tons per month, monthly estimate. And the major species composition, among the major species, so many demersal finfish groups comes as the major groups, followed by the crustaceans. And to our surprise, nearly 216 species from all these 3 landing centers, 216 species of fishes that belongs to elasmobranchs, finfish, crabs, squilla, shrimps, gastropods, bivalves, cephalopods, and echinoderms. We are catching it, 216 species, and we are not utilizing it, and we are just throwing it back either to the land or to the sea. And this is a very big number that affects the biodiversity. Why can't we make use of this, or at least some of this? That's a question. This is just a rapid run through the list of the species. Those who are interested, I can send you the list of the species against photographs. 216 species. That's a big number, including 31 crustaceans, 6 species of stomatopods. 31 species. These things, yes, and nearly 38 species of mollusks. Apart from bivalves, in the mollusk also another 20 species of mollusks, bivalves, 3 species of cephalopods, that means octopus and other groups, and echinoderms, nearly 15 species. So that's the status report we worked out, and that throws some light to the importance of the quantity and species numbers of transfishers landed every year just in these 3 landing centers. Then imagine how much will be the quantum throughout India and in all the landing centers. And our second aim is to augment the existing methodology. That means our aim was to downscale the technology and upscale it. Downscale the technology means downscale in such a way that it should be afforded to the fisherman. Upscaling means we should improve the technology in terms of cost and technical aspects. So these are the products we developed out of that in our project: fish oil, Chitin and Chitosan, protein concentrate, FPC, fish meal, fish pellet feed, fish bone powder, fish collagen is the next product we developed. We can go through a rapid run. Fishes like low value fishes, like we selected 3 species, like Leognathus, commonly called as silver bellies, Trichurus savala, commonly called as ribbon fish, and the lesser sardines. Oil sardine is already known. Sardine and longiceps we didn't use. Lesser sardines like Sardinella fimbriata and Sardinella gibbosa were used for the production of fish oil. And what we did is that we produced a low-cost extractor, which is about to patent. What you're seeing on the left-hand side is a low-cost fish oil extractor we developed out as a result of our product, and this is submitted for patent, and hope in the days to come this will be get patented. This is a simplified technology. Any fisherman or a self-help group can imbibe the technology. And then, of course, the next steps are a bit scientific, like processing or purification steps and all. That can be done with the self-help groups and all, or with the cooperatives they can do it. So 3 species we worked out following 4 methodologies. The conventional methodologies like 4 methodologies like McGill and Mufford, Blig and Dyer, modified Blig and Dyer method, then direct steaming method. To our surprise, the direct steaming methods, we got large quantities of fish oil than compared to the other one. And we done the steps of purification. The steps of purification includes degumming crude oil, neutralized oil, bleaching, deodorized. And here is the graph just to show you the percentage yield of the deodorized oil is the final one, the purified one. It somewhere near to 45% of the yield we got, and the fish oil that we got, and this fish oil we checked for the quality analysis because whatever products we develop, it should be on par with the standard grade fish oil available in the market. So we worked out qualitative analysis like specific gravity, refracting index. The most important one is the free fatty acids, moisture content, iodine value, PV values, saponification values, and all for the crude oil as well as the purified oil. We worked out for the fresh one, crude oil, and 30 days stocked crude oil, and also the purified. Purified means there are, I told you, 5 steps are there: degumming, neutralization, bleaching, deodorization, all these things. After that, what you're getting is a purified oil, and it shows that it shows the iodine value and free fatty acid almost to the level of the standard grade ones. We worked out the fatty acid profiling also. Of course, in the fatty acid profile, saturated fatty acids. And the more unsaturated fatty acids is the most important is the PFAS. The carbon chain C18 to C23 omega groups, we got good numbers. This is an excellent result that shows that they are rich in poly unsaturated fatty acids. You know pretty well the importance of polysaturated, unsaturated fatty acids. We worked out the fatty acid composition of the fish oil obtained under different steps of purification, like fatty acids. Sorry, I skipped the slide. Against the different stages, deodorization, bleaching, and all. And again, to our surprise, the polysaturated fatty acids, especially the omega-3, the docosahexaenoic and docosahexaenoic acid shows excellent values. This is an example to show that this can be promoted as a commercial fish oil. We also worked out the amino acids. Then naturally a question comes, how in fish oil amino acids will come? That is, there are certain lipoproteins that attach with the lipids. Here also this amino profiling we done. The lipoproteins, especially the valine and the lysine, essential amino acids, they are coming in good quantities. Threonine, valine, they are coming in good quantities in the purified fish oil. That's again is a good sign that this can be used as an excellent fish oil or an excellent nutraceutical, which is having its own commercial, nutritional, and value. The second product we developed out of the product is the chitin and chitosan. Of course, chitin and chitosan, we have two methods. The one method is the incorporation of chemical methods by Takaguchi of Japan. That's a conventional method. But the problem for the chemical method is that it's a costly step there. Chemical methods, there are 3 steps in the production of chitin and chitosan from the exoskeleton or the shells of the crabs or the prawns. They are called as demineralization, deproteinization. After demineralization, deproteinization, what you're getting is the chitin. And from the chitin, if you remove the acetyl groups, that is called as deacetylization, you will get the final purified product called as chitosan, which is a very valuable, costly product. So again, we worked out the production of these things using the waste scraps. I should not, I'm telling that don't use the word waste or trash because I being a fishery biologist, I should not use that, but there are uses like that. But at present, they have no other uses. So they are just throwing back or they are used as fish meal or as manure or something like that. So these scraps are collected. These scraps, especially what we're seeing on these 3 groups, like Dromia, Calapa, Doripi, and Esculia, they are landing in heavy quantities during certain corners of the year among the troll landings. If you go to troll landings, especially you people belongs to Chennai, if you go to Ennur or those Kashmir area, you can see how much quantities of trash are landing there. So what we did is that we used these waste scraps or the trash scraps for the production of the products like chitin and chitosan, employing the conventional chemical methods and the fermentation methods employing microbes. Fermentation methods employing microbes, you have to incorporate certain strains, microbial strains. We used 2 strains. We worked out with several strains, but we got good results in Pseudomonas aeruginosa and Serratia marcescens for demineralization and deproteinization, respectively. And once we enter, we check the yield of the chitin. The fermentation methods using the microbes produced more percentage than compared to that of the chemical ones, especially in the species Calapa lophus. Thalapalophus is a candidate species because they're landing in large quantities. So 44% of the yield we got. And what we did is that we did the quality assessment also, because whatever the product we develop, we should analyze we should go for the pros and cons. We should check the quality of the product. In that line, we checked the quality assessment, especially the moisture and the protein content, and it also shows good results, both for the chemical and fermentation methods. Of course, chemical methods gives good results, but the problem is that the chemical methods is a costly affair. Whereas fermentation methods employing microbes is comparatively cheaper, and it is a green technology too. So we promoted the fermentation methods employing the things. Then we analyzed the FTIR spectral analysis of the chitin we produce from the so-called waste or the so-called trash crabs against the standard grade chitin with that of the chitin we produce. It shows that the peak or the peaks of the things also shows that it is in line with that of the standard grade chitin. We also analyzed, we cross-checked the SEM analysis of chitin produced vis-à-vis the standard grade chitin. It is also in line with that of the standard chitin with some differences, which we have to study in detail. And the other product we developed is the fish protein concentrate, which is an excellent nutraceutical. This can be given as a supplement for pediatric nourishment. And in that, we use mainly 3 groups: cyanids, sardines, flatfishes. We produce the fish protein concentrate out of that, and we got good results in the case of flatfishes. And the yield is somewhere to the tune of 23.24 grams against the quantity we used. That means if you use 100 grams, you got somewhere around 20% of fish protein concentrate that is having 80% of protein. That is something amazing, and this can be promoted as an excellent nutraceutical and as a pediatric diet. And whatever the product we use for fish oil production, the leftover of the fish oil products, we got some end products, that means waste products, that can be used for the production of fish meal and fish feed. So the concept is that the leftover fish press cake coming out of as waste during fish oil production is subjected for the production of fish meal. That means the concept is that nothing is a waste. If one product is developed, fish oil is developed, you will get a cake which is a waste. That is used for the production of other products. So nothing is, no leftover there. This is a 100% utilization of almost all the products. So fish meal is produced through cooking and dehydrating, where fish oil is separated and water is removed from the product. The rest is concentrated and is used as the fish meal, which is used in the present day aquaculture and feed industry. Fish meal, there is a heavy demand nowadays because the quantity of fish available is very low. So we developed the fish meal and fish feed out of that, and we worked out its approximate and other quality analysis. And we also done the amino acid profiling of this fish meal we produced, and it also shows a promising results. And another product we developed out of is the fish bone powder, or simply called as the calcium powder. You know pretty well that osteoporosis, osteomyelitis are the common diseases the people are facing, especially the elderly people and the women of the society. They are facing the problems of osteoporosis and osteomyelitis, so that is calcium deficiency. And they are depending upon so many commercial tablets like Shelcal, Sandoz and all, which is very costly. So why can't we develop calcium powder from the fishes? Like the fish we utilize for the production of fish oil. That means the fishes we are using for the production of fish oil, we remove the parts like their bone, fin, as well as scales were removed, and that can be utilized for the production of calcium powder. And it shows that the calcium, and the calcium and the powder developed through the conventional chemical methods by changing the concentration, because certain chemicals are a bit costly. We removed or we changed the costliest chemicals and we did with some other alternatives. the purpose is that the technology should be viable, cost effective. And we worked out with the quality of this fish bone powder produced through atomic absorption spectroscopy and the volumetric methods. And to our thing, we found that the calcium, it's somewhere ranged between 19 to 32 percentage. That is something very good, I should call calcium. But this has to be again worked out with the commercially available one, what is yet to come later. Then the other product we developed is the fish collagen. That means the leftover part of Sardinella longiceps and lesser sardines and the trichurus, which were used for the production of fish oil, were judiciously utilized for the production of collagen. The collagen obtained from three different areas, obtained from skin, fin, and bones, were lyophilized, and the dry weight were measured. And to our thing, we found that the ASC means the acid soluble collagen. Acid soluble collagen is a commercial good one. Among the three areas, this collagen produced out of the skin shows good ASC than that of the fin and the bone. Collagen, it's again a costliest one. It is having its own various uses as gel binder, so many things, medical applications. And we also worked out the FDA IR spectrum analysis of the standard collagen vis-a-vis from the various products. And we also see that the peaks, we check the peaks of the bones, it also shows almost similar peaks. And I think I can take another 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So whatever the product we developed, the cost analysis, how much production cost, that is again more important. So we worked out the total production cost. That has happened with somebody because somebody invented petrol, and the production cost of the petrol went above than the commercially marketably available one, which is not economical. So here also we worked out the production cost. Fish oil, the total production cost per liter comes around 48. Chitin, it's around 3,000 by chemical methods. I told you the chemical methods is the costliest one. Whereas fermentation, it's reduced. The price is production cost is plunged to half nearly. FPC, it is 76. Fish meal 25. Fish pellet feed, it is 22. Fish bone powder 190, and fish collagen, it is somewhere around this one. So this is a good one, but still there are hiccups. Still there are problems. We have to improve our technology because I am not telling that we have invented a rocket science or we have not invented a good thing. There are so many problems there. We have to rectify it. But fortunately or unfortunately, by the end of the project and after 1 year, I moved to my native because after all it is ongoing. I got the selection in Kerala. I moved. But still, I am again doing on that line only. So it's better to conclude. Though bycatch will not solve the world food problem, but it provides. It is not going to solve the world hunger, malnourishment, or poverty alleviation, but it provides a significant contribution to satisfy the protein requirements of the baboon population if utilized in a proper manner. If utilized in a proper manner, I underline, we have to augment it. There is no other option than to augment the present level of utilization or to avoid the misutilization of these so-called trash fishes. Because trash fishes is no more a trash fish, it is a gold mine. And in the marine biodiversity front also, apart from that, expanding bycatch utilization as a management step can also help in achieving certain goals of conservation strategies. That means we can reduce the fishing pressure on the table fishes or target fishes by diverting our attention to the bycatch. We can reduce the present day heavy pressure incurred on the table fishes or target fishes. So by that way, we can save our biodiversity to a greater extent. Moreover, the discard of bycatch to the land or sea or to the nearby landing centers is causing so many ecological hazards and biological hazards. If utilized properly, that ecological and hazards or biological problems can be nullified to a greater extent too. As this movement said, in protecting our target fish population to a greater extent. So what we can do as academicians as researchers, as budding scientists like you, the role of fishery research institutes is imperative for popularizing bycatch resources by implementing proper methodologies for its sustainable utilization, because the present day methodology has to be modified. Then the technique should be economically affordable to fisher folk with less capital investment, because this is again an important thing. Whatever the scientific things we developed out in the land, we should go to the in the lab. It should go to the land. We should go to the. It should escape the technology developed in the lab should escape from the land, and it should be affordable to the fishermen and the common people. In that case, it should be economically viable, and the technology should be simplified. Then only they can adopt it very well. Then the fishers should be encouraged to avoid the technology so as to improve their earnings and also to contributing the country's income through export. You might be knowing well that fishers of the country, though they are said to be the lifesavers in many aspects, especially in Kerala during the last 2-3 years flood problems, fishers came as the lifesavers for many people. They served many lives by taking risk, and they served many people from the floods. But the same fishers, they are the most deprived society, facing so many, because certain parts of the season they have no fishing or null fishing, and during certain corners of the month like monsoon and all, there is absolutely no fishing. So in that time, this can be used as an alternative income generation, so that the lacunae between the fishery scientists and fishery community have to be nullified so as to form a strong beneficial commitment is found wanting. So the way forward, considering the vast potential of effective utilization of bycatch resources, there's an urgent and imperative need for enhancing the research on this perspective, which will go a long way in safeguarding our fishery resources from the clutches of commercial extinction. I repeat, from the clutches of commercial extinction, and thereby augmenting the biodiversity conservation. So we scientists and academicians have a greater responsibility to save our people from the clutches of hunger and malnourishment. With this, in the second slide, I asked you to sleep, those who want to sleep. Now I am giving the wake-up time. This is the wake-up call. Be young fishery students or biotechnology or biology students, you have greater responsibilities. You have to do your responsibility to society by imbibing your research or incorporating your research findings to the need of the people to avoid the problems of hunger and malnourishment. With this brief, I once again congratulate the authorities and Dr. Maslamani and his team for conducting this thing. Usually meetings are places we used to meet, we used to greet, we used to eat, we eat, meet, treat, and retreat. But now, because of this pandemic, things we are forced to see virtually, we are forced to see or to eat virtually. So with this, thank you for your participation or patience in the midst of pandemic. I am Dr.S.M.Raffi, a good friend and a big friend of Dr. Maslamani. We were together, nostalgic memories again coming up for somewhere around 6 to 7 years in our alma mater. And now I am an associate professor in the Department of Aquatic Biology and Fisheries, University of Kerala, Tirunelveli. And this is my email ID, and this is my handphone. And with this, I stop. And you are always welcome to University of Kerala, Department of Aquatic Biology. I can tell you, like my alma mater, our doors never shut. Our doors never close. 24/7. We are our department is engaged in research activities. So you are always welcome for any future discussions, collaborations, sort of things. With this, I wish you all the best, best of the best, all the best, and more important is we can have interactions. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful lecture. Next time when someone says waste, they have to give it a second thought, I guess, sir, after listening to your lecture. Thank you very much, sir. We have a few questions from the audience, sir.
Please.
one of the questions is, what if fish farmers are unable to export their fish? What should they do immediately to overcome this loss?
In the aquaculture sector, they are asking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, the main problem is, especially again with the shrimps, this is not a problem. Shrimps, especially, they are getting good price. But in recent months, the farmers do have to enter heavy loss because our export was totally zero. We have no export to US. We have no export to China because they are not receiving our products. That was a temporary hiccup only, especially with regard to shrimps. But the things are reviving now. Shrimp industry is reviving. The export is reviving now. But for you said this is happening with the case of fishes, especially. Sometimes they will not get good prices. The problem is that we need a revolution in the internal market. Like what we had 20 years back, we hardly heard about chicken, poultry chicken. I mean, this chicken. Chicken industry made a revolution. They made a really revolution. 25 years back, eating chicken is a very, very rare festival for me. It happens only once or twice in a year. But that's not the case because of chicken industry. They made a revolution. Similarly, we need a revolution in the fish market. Of course, we have to improve our fish consumption also. Say, for example, the average fish consumption of a US person is somewhere around 60 kg per year, whereas that of an India, it is somewhere around 4 to 6 kg. See the huge differences. But of course, Keralites, they are a bit good in that. Our average fish consumption is somewhere around 15. We should promote the seafood or the food consumption because it is having a lot of positive benefits of the seafood has to be popularized. That's the way out.
Okay, sir. And there's another question about the fish scales, sir. How can they be exploited by the industries?
Yeah, fish scales, again, I told you, I have shown you one product, that is the fish collagen, the last one.
Yes.
Fish collagen is one product we worked out with the skin. Skin here means what? It means is not the mere skin. What I mentioned there as fish collagen is just the scale. This is not the skin here, fish collagen. The skin here means the scales. Scales is a wonderful array of fish collagen that can be utilized well for the production of this. Collagen can be used.
So there's another participant who would like to know, how can we avoid bycatch?
Yeah, that's an excellent question because there is a good school of thought that we should avoid the problems of bycatch reduction. Bycatch reduction, especially, I can tell you one thing is the TED, turtle explosive disease. Turtles are endangered species. Turtles are also coming as a bycatch, but we should not promote that. So the trawl nets are by law, the trawl nets has to put a device called as TED, turtle excluder device, which is very imperative so that we can save our turtles. That is for turtles. But for others, bycatch now there are countries are having strict stringent laws. Only previously, whatever the bycatch or the trash, what they call, is allowed to dump to the land. But now that's not the case. Only the last haul of the fishing operation is fully permitted to allow to the land, and that can be used for sustainable. So instead of avoiding trash cannot be avoided. Trash fish cannot be avoided because as far as we are using trawl net, trash is an imperative part because it is a passive fishing gear. But the only option is that how best or how sustainably or how judiciously we can use the trash fish. There lies the question.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. That is some of the questions that we had from the participants. And thank you for the wonderful lecture, sir. There were many appreciations by the participants also, saying that it is a very good participation or a very good presentation from your end. We also have many reputed participants amongst us. We have Dr. Sandhanam sir amongst us. We have Dr. V.S. Chandrasekharan sir. Sir, if we can have a few words from you, sir, because everything goes virtual now.
Yeah. Very good evening, Dr. Raffi, my good friend, and an eminent aquaculturist, professor. Actually, before brief my thing, I invite our principal scientist, former
Yes, sir.
principal scientist and division head, respected Dr. V.S. sir, to give his feedback. Later, I will come.
Yes, sir. Please.
Please, sir.
Thank you, my dear Annan, Dr. Sandhanam, for the nice words. You are always encouraging us. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to be here in this conference. And actually, I missed yesterday's and day before yesterday's lectures by Dr. Kadiresan and all. In the forenoon, I was busy with all the lectures of Dr. Inbakandan. So many webinars going parallelly. So I don't know which one to attend, which one to miss. Anyway, I'm happy to be here. And congratulations, Dr. Raffi, for your wonderful presentation. So with this, I can recollect my classes that I used to take for the fisheries students in GB Pant University of Agriculture Technology on the fishery byproducts and all. And just one thing I want to know, I am a bit out of subject in this capture fisheries. What actually, how much is the in Indian this thing fish landing? How much is the main target fishes, the high valued species which are coming, and how much is the low valued fishes which are see, earlier they used to call it as trash fish, but nowadays no fish is trash fish. Everything is being converted for useful purpose. But is there any data actually how much you said all over the world? I think about 23% as per FAO that trash fish or something. But in India, what is the situation? Any idea? Whether CMRI is having that type of data?
Yeah, at the outset, I thank again our great stalwart, Dr. V.S. sir, Sathyabama sir, for attending this parts of things. Thank you very much, sir. And I thank, on behalf of Masulamani, Sandhanam, and all others, I thank you for constantly encouraging and motivating us. Sir, regarding, I told you is the global one, but as far as India is concerned, CMFRA, they have the annual reports, though they have the recent annual reports also came. But there is no segregation given as bycatch, or as you said, I should not say bycatch, but there is no such segregation has been given. But I did some analysis just by looking on the CMFRA report, and I came to a conclusion that is also somewhere on par with the 1/4 to 1/5 of the total catch is termed as catch. But it's not scientific, it is just out of my curiosity I worked out. But CMFRA has to come forward with that.
Actually, as per FAO's Code of Conduct for Responsible Fisheries, there are some regulations how we can avoid these bycatches.
Yes.
I think our state fisheries, they should be alerted or made aware of the technologies to reduce this bycatch, and that is to be translated to the fisher folk all over the coastal area. It's a big task, but still I think slowly can be done.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sir, I joined with Dr. V.S.Raffi sir in appreciating Dr. Raffi for his excellent and enthusiastic lecture. Actually, after a long gap, I am hearing Dr. Raffi. His lecture was something like Professor Kadiresan sir lecture, I can say. Okay, so using some pictures, explaining the things which is very close, very relevant to the subject, very relevant to the topic. And as Dr. Raffi is rightly pointed out, nowadays nothing is waste. So he has come out with a very good product from the waste, which is simply throw on the shore, on the sea, which is polluting the environment. But using the waste, especially the fish trash, there are several byproducts, valuable products being brought out. The compliments and congratulations to Dr. Raffi for an excellent and explanatory PPT. The PPTs are self-explanatory and was very excellent and informative, which is highly useful to the budding scientists. So this August, especially the budding scientists, you can see Dr. Raffi is an excellent scientist in the fisheries and aquaculture, and he can give some ideas, novel ideas to for your career. So once again, my compliments and appreciation and thanks to Dr. Raffi for your excellent presentation. So presentation is very nice. Okay, thank you.
Thank
for
you.
your
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, this is Tirunavakar.
Yes, sir. Please.
Hello, Dr. Raffi.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank Sathyabama University for arranging such a wonderful lecture series. Once again, I thank Dr. Raffi for the excellent lecture on bycatch resources and utilization. So we are also doing the same work a little bit. This is the bycatch is one of the unavoidable evil. So the fisherman community, they should know they're supposed to use the proper mesh sizes. So then only we can control. The proper fishes can be utilized properly for the catching purpose. So like this, the outputs it has to come over in future days to avoid the bycatch the exploitation and. Even the bycatch it has to properly to be used for the further resources like waste from wealth from waste. So this is we have gained many the knowledge from this lecture. Thank you once again, Raffi.
Thank you, Dr. Tirunavakar. I can tell you one thing in that even many of the target fishes are treated as trash or bycatch because we are not allowing the fish to breed or spawn at least once in its lifetime. That means so now of late, but now CMFRA has come out with the minimum legal sizes for many of the species. Almost all the species have come out. That's a good initiative.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Raffi.
Thank you.
Hello, Raffi sir. How are you?
I'm fine.
Very nice to hear you. Very nice to hear you.
Thank
Masla
you.
sir, Sandanam sir, Govindan, Tirunavakar sir. Nice to see everybody of you. The lecture was in fact very informative. Actually, I am in the first part, capture fisheries. And the second thing is that whatever is left over. So a lot of things have to be told tomorrow. Actually, regarding this trash fishes, we are going to put a stop to these trash fishes because square meshes are being introduced in the card end of the trawl nets. Square meshes of about 35 mm. So in this square meshes, what happens when the drag is there? The small juveniles will be left over, and most of the untargeted species also will be left over. So that is what our SIFT has designed card end, and we are promoting it in the field with the fishermen also. As Chandrasekharan sir also was telling that we have to take it to the fishermen. Now it is in the process to reduce trash fishes. But as you said, trash fishes are not totally unavoidable, and there you are, and whatever waste is going to come, definitely there will be a percentage of waste, but you are a kingmaker in converting waste into gold and precious things. I know that. So you are going to do a lot of things in the years to come. Very happy to see, and a very informative lecture also. Masla sir, thank you for organizing such a good session also. And to all my friends and colleagues, very informative. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ravindran Vinod. In fact, it's a pleasurable moment to see your faces again. But in fact, we
But
have
I'm not prepared to show myself out. So
we need positive criticisms, and we should defend each other. Then only at the end of the day we will develop. Of end of the day, we should have something to take back as our take-home message. So we need criticisms. You have a school of thought, I have a school of thought, but that's through the way the science is growing. All the best.
that is not a criticism,
No,
Doctor.
no. I'm telling you.
I am appreciating the efforts. Whatever slips from my hand, you are going to catch it. It is in safe hands.
Correct.
That's not a criticism.
Yeah.
So Vinod Ravindra is worrying about his own. Raffi is taking his duty towards him.
Sardinella sir, my own money purse, I am worried about.
Okay, we are all biologists, so that we will do something to the society.
Something productive in the
Doing
future.
our is doing, our Muslim is doing, our myself doing.
Yeah, sure.
Our own center. Okay. All the best.
Sir, I'm Govinda.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we'll address other participants.
I'm Govinda.
Yes, sir. Tell me, Govindan, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Sir, please, sir, I'm very happy to see you after long back, sir.
I'm
Sir,
happy
the
to see
question is
you.
very, very nice, sir. Sir, one more. Sir, one more question, sir. Sir, the fishery waste, it is possible to conversion of the manure, sir, for the agriculture purpose.
Yeah, that's one excellent
Sir?
thing. Yeah, that's one excellent
It is
question.
possible, sir. It is possible. Yes, sir.
Yes, it's possible. It's possible. Say, for example, even the products like the chitin and chitosan, that can be used as an excellent seed coating for your seedlings. I think you are an expert in mangroves, so you can use the chitin and chitosan and an excellent seed coating. Other than that, the leftover or the cake, the final cake produced out of fish silage and all, that is an excellent manure, and it should be promoted. There are opportunities.
In the form of manure, sir, in the bioeffect, in the form of the biofertilizer manure.
Yes,
It is
exactly.
possible, sir.
Yes, it's possible. It's possible. I didn't look into that only because I looked for some other costly things.
The work is going on. Is anything?
Yeah, I think.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, there were some works were done on that line, especially. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Dr.
Thank you,
Govindan.
sir. Thank you, sir. I'm very happy. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the organizer, for Dr. Maslam Selvam, Dr. Sandhanam, sir, Dr. Ravindran, sir. Thank you, sir.
No, at this juncture, I would like to appreciate and thank Dr. Ramesh Kumar sir, who is the head of the department. Actually, he is a very encouraging person, I can say. Really, Dr. Masala is lucky to get the HOD like Dr. Ramesh Kumar sir. So unless otherwise we have freedom to the program like this, we should not able to do, because the freedom is very important and cooperation and support is important. In this thank on the
smiling face.
Dr. Ramesh Kumar sir, the head of the department, for his kind support towards the organizing the program like this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all the people, eminent people who have been here gracing this occasion. Maslamani, sir.
Good evening, sir. First of all, I would like to thank the speaker of the day, Dr. Raffi, a very good friend. He has given a wonderful talk, and really it was very, very useful to the participants, as well as it's refreshing knowledge to us also. And at the same time, we could see our senior, Dr. Sandhanam sir, and scientist Dr. Chandrasekharan sir, and our friends Vinod Ravindran sir and Govindan sir and Tirunavakar sir. So it's a happy moment to see all the people to share our scientific experience. It's a very I'm really very, very happy to organize such a event. So this is the way I can, in this pandemic situation, I can meet the people. I'm really very, very, very thank you, Dr. Rafi, for your nice presentation. Surely we will contact you in the future for further research or any other visit to your university. And, I also thank all my seniors, friends, and coming to the tomorrow's speaker, Dr. Vinod S. Ravindran, and just before he has given some ideas about the wild catch, and he is going to give a talk on marine fisheries of India, and he is now as a state coordinator in Netfish Embida Sub-Regional Division, Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu, will deliver speech. And definitely many of us may not be knowing what is happening actually in the field. It is ocean or marine. He will be exposing all the hidden treasure to us. And finally, I should really thank our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Wilson Arnisa, who gave us full freedom and encouragement, promotions to conduct this type of program. Without his permission, it is not at all possible. So I should thank again Professor Dr. Wilson Arnisa, as well as our HOD sir, Ramesh Kumar sir, Narendra Kumar sir. So they were all behind me. So they are all supporting me all the time. Because of them only, I can stand before you. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.